Hello and welcome to Lecture 1 Introduction to Programming for Problem Solving. I am Dr. Mangesh Joshi, working in Department of Mechanical Engineering. So the course objectives and outcomes are, basic course objective behind the course is develop fundamental programming skills to design, implement and analyze simple algorithms and data structures using C programming language with a focus on solving real-world problems. The course outcomes are as follows: understand the components of a computer system and develop algorithms using flowcharts and pseudocode. Second, demonstrate proficiency in C programming, including the use of data types, operators, control statements, loops, and functions. Third, utilize arrays, implement basic sorting algorithms, and understand the concept of algorithm complexity through example programs. Fourth, apply pointers in programming and perform file handling operations, including file input and output. So the syllabus of the course is Unit 1 Introduction to Programming, Unit 2 C Programming Language, Unit 3 Arrays and Basic Algorithms, Unit 4 Functions and Recursion, Unit 5 Pointers, Unit 6 File Handling. This will be the course delivery method which we will follow. So first there will be concept or introduction. Second, question will be given for practice as a homework. Then third, solution with explanation on YouTube channel. Then doubt solving and more programming practice in practical. And there will be some quiz assignments which will be conducted through Google Classroom. So first of all, let us have an introduction to programming concepts. So basically, programming involves writing instructions for a computer to perform a specific task. So you can highlight programming involves writing instructions. So you will be writing set of instructions for a computer to perform a specific task. So each instruction will depend on which task is to be performed. So for programming, there are various languages which can be used: C, C++, Java, Python, R, SQL, and so on. Then compilation and execution. Programs written in languages like C need to be compiled into machine code that the computer can execute. So just to understand what is basic programming is, we will take one simple example of shopping mall. So if you go to any shopping mall, you can see there is number of processes. So the activities which you usually carried out in shopping mall includes entry into shopping mall, followed by a security check, followed by selecting a shopping bag or cart depending on your need. Then you navigate through the mall, then you do shopping action from particular store, then you check out and then exit the mall. This is the general process which you follow in the shopping mall. So for each and every process there is some associated data with it. So let us identify that data. So whenever you enter into a shopping mall, you can identify that there can be a data which is called as queue length. Queue length is nothing but the number of people standing in the queue. Then you may note down the arrival time of customer. Then you may note down the customer count. You may note down the kids count as well. Depending on your need, you will identify different types of variables or data. For security check, you may identify data like when the security check is started, when it is ended, whether pass or restricted. In the third, selecting a shopping bag or cart, it will depend on number of items you want to buy. Then navigating the mall is locating your current store. Then shopping action may include number of items in the cart, the selected items. Then checkout process may include transaction number, transaction date, total amount, payment method, payment status, whether pass or fail, and finally the exit them all. You may note down the exit time and whether the cart is returned or not. So based on this data, you can calculate multiple different items. For example, if you want to calculate the time spent by the customer into the shopping mall, so you will require the arrival time and the exit time. So you can calculate the average time customer spends in the shopping mall. So this is the shopping mall example. Now this data you have identified from shopping mall example. So let us see which data types are there. So in C programming there are total 3 types, that is integer, float and character. If you want to print a string, there is also, you can use a string type data type, which is nothing but an array of characters. So first data type is integer, which is represented by int. So from the given identified data, queue length can be of integer type, customer count is of integer type, kids count is integer type, and number of items is also integer type. Integer type means you can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So you cannot say there were 3.5 kids, right? You have to say whether there are 3 kids, 4 kids or so on. So this is basically the integer type data or type of data. The second data type is float. So in the float, all items where there is decimal point, you can include those items. So total amount you can include in float. If you are buying some sugar or rice, again that can be float. Bag weight can be 2.3 kg or 2.5 kg and so on. Then third data type is character, which is represented by char. So if you want to represent gender, either male or female or other, you can use only single character or single letter. Or you want to represent it like yes or no, you can use y or n. To represent number of characters or textual data, you can use array of characters. So where n is number of characters in that array. So that may include name of the customer, items in the cart, payment status, whether it is successful or unsuccessful, or pass or failed. Likewise, you may include address also in this. So these are the 4 different data types which is used in C language. So every C language involves some basic elements. So first is syntax and semantics. So syntax refers to the rule for writing valid statements, while semantics refer to the meaning of those statements. For example, there is example in the later slides. Then variables and constants. So as name indicates, variables are used to store data that can change or that can vary, while constants store data that does not vary or does not change. Data types we have covered just now. Then there will be some different types of operators, arithmetic operators like plus, minus, multiply, divide, etc. Then there can be logical operators that we will see in later stages. So integer data type represented by int. So you can write the statement like sum equals to a plus b, right? These are the statement. So this will calculate the sum of a plus b, which is nothing but 9. So you have to keep in mind that normally what we do, 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. We write it on paper like this, 5 plus 4 equal to 9. But in programming you have to do reverse, means data will flow from right to left, likewise. So you will be writing sum equals to a plus b. Similarly, the example of float, area equals to pi r square, where r can be called as a variable which can change. R can assume different values, 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter, etc. And pi can be treated as constant variable, a constant thing, that is 3.14159, that is 22/7. And again, character or string represented by char, that may include name, grade, blood group, address, etc. So the thing which I have just explained, if the task is to add two numbers, then normally you write it like this, but in C programming language this is invalid. You have to write it like sum equals to a plus b. Now second is, the task is to calculate area of circle with radius 5. So in the second task, area equal to pi r square, value will flow from right to left, where pi is constant and area or r is variable. Now let us understand the structure of a C program. So it starts with preprocessor directives or header files. Then comes global declarations. Then comes main function. So if you compare it with human anatomy, everything is stored in your brain, that is your header file. So there is also in programming which are header files. Then your brain does a main function, that is the thinking or decision making, right? So every C program will contain the main function. Then inside this main function you will declare different type variables that we have discussed, integer, float, character, string, etc. Then there will be some function definitions and declarations. So as human perform various functions, that is walk, talk and perform. So there similarly you can define various functions that this C program may be doing. Then there will be statements and expressions, that is nothing but each written line of code. Then comes comments. So these comments are not the part of program which is not executed. These comments are just a guideline or noting points for the programmer, right? So it helps programmer to note something. So this is the general structure of a C program. Now let us understand this with a simple code. As I have told you that preprocessor directives or header files. So always remember the extension of header files is .h. The extension of a Microsoft word processing software is docx. Similarly, the extension of a PDF file, so that is .pdf. Similarly, the extension of an Excel file is .xlsx. So, and extension of C programming language is .c. A C programming files extension is .c. Similarly, the extension of header file is .h. So this is the general structure. So first you have to include the header files. You must include include stdio.h, standard input output.h. Then second is include conio.h. So you must observe the syntax of this very carefully. First there is a sign followed by include keyword, then less than sign, then the name of the header file, and then greater than sign. In this way you have to write the header files. Similarly, this is a comment. Then two forward slash are there. So that is the syntax of comment. So this is a comment. This statement will not execute it, right? So after including the header files, there is a main function. So I will tell you in later slides what is this void. It is nothing but the return type of that function. So right now at this level you may not understand the return type, so you just see that you have to write it like this: void main. So inside void main you can see that there is a curly bracket. So curly bracket is nothing but the entry to your mod, and this side curly bracket is exit to the mod. So between these two all the data will come. So void main will start from a curly bracket. Remember, wherever there is a function, these two round brackets are required. It indicates that it is a function name, right? So this is the main function. Similarly, you can see two additional functions over here inside the main. So first is clrscr, which stands for clear screen. So what this function does, to clear the content on the screen. So this clrscr getch function are this included in this conio.h file. These are defined in conio.h. So you have to include this conio.h as well as stdio.h. The purpose of clrscr is to clear the content which is available on your desktop, on your screen or your monitor, right? And getch is nothing but get character. So it will pause the program before it terminates. It will wait for your direction to end the program. So that is nothing but the getch command or function. So let us start with my first C program. So you have included the two header files and you have checked the syntax of it. Then include conio.h, you have checked the syntax. Then you have written correctly void main followed by two round brackets. Then this is the start of the void main function. Then printf statement. Now whatever you write inside this printf statement, it will be printed as it is. You can see there is written printf and then double quotes, welcome to first C program. This printf function is already defined and defined in stdio.h, standard input output .h. So that is available and hence you can directly use that function here. So the syntax is printf everything in small, then inside double quote you can write your text and then followed by a semicolon. So you can see this after, and then getch, then it is printing welcome to the first C program on the screen. So it will display as it is whatever you write, right? And then followed by getch. So it will wait after printing the welcome to first C program for your keyboard input. If you press any key on the keyboard, then program will terminate, otherwise it will pause, right? So in this program I have not written clrscr function. So if you rerun the program, then it will not erase previous output. So if you rerun the program, okay, the shortcut for running the program is control F9, control key plus F9 key. This is the shortcut to run any C program on turbo compiler. So let us see, I will once again run the program. So what happens? Earlier welcome to first C program is already there, and this time's welcome to C program is also there. So this \n stands for new line character, new line character. So it is nothing but whatever you write after this is it will appear on the next line, otherwise it will continue from here. So whenever you are giving \n, whatever you write after this, it will come below to it, right? So now I am adding clrscr command to clear the screen. So you can see that first it will clear everything which is on the screen. So first initial data will be erased, followed by the new printf statement which is displaying this text here, and then it will wait for your input for program to end. So there is one very important point is there, that is the use of semicolon. This semicolon is very important, but it has to be given on correct point. So you can see that this semicolon is there after this statement. So this means that this statement is end over here. Similarly, this semicolon will make this statement and this statement different. So the semicolon stands for the end of the statement. But my one question is, we have not given a semicolon after main function. Why? Because as I just told you that it ends the statement. If you give semicolon after void main function, so it will end your void main function over here only. So it will separate this block from this block, right? And so it will give you an error because this second block is a part of main function. So you will not give a semicolon after this. So means that this will be treated as entire one block, right? So the correct use of semicolon is very important. Then similar to this \n, there is also \t, which stands for tab. So just to format the output, whichever is displayed on the output screen, you can use such characters, \t or \n. So let us switch to Turbo C programming, where I will be showing you which errors occurs when you do some mistake in programming. So welcome to the first program. First of all, we have to check whether the extension of the file is .c. So here you can observe that extension of the file is no name 00.cpp. So you just have to save it as C. So my first program .c, this is my file name. You have to check it. So now I will write hash include stdio.h. Give proper attention to the syntax. Then conio.h. Then I am writing void main. We are not worried about the global declarations at this stage. That will be covered in later slides. Printf welcome to first C program. So you can see that in the red color the string is there, which will be printed as it is on the screen. Then I will write getch. I am not writing clear screen right now. So shortcut for saving the file is F2, or you can go to here file and save. The shortcut for running is Control F9, or you can go to run and then press run. So you can see welcome to first C program. I am again running the same program. So you can also see there is again there is printed welcome to first C program. Now let us add this \n character and let us see the output. You can see now the first C program is appearing below. You can see again it is appearing below. So every time you are running this code, it is giving you welcome to first C program. Now every time you have to clear the screen. Right, now let us see what happens. You can see everything is gone. I will run it once again. It is gone. So it is used to clear the screen. Now let us understand if we comment or if we do not write this getch. So I am commenting this getch. Now I am running the program. So you can see the program is getting run, but you are not seeing any output. The reason is the compiler is not waiting for you to end the program. It is directly ending the program by printing welcome to first C program. So just to understand this, I will also comment this clrscr. Right. So now I am running this program, for example, 4 times. This is 1 time. This is 2nd time, 3rd time, and 4th time. Now let us switch back getch, and I am once again running the program. You can see there are multiple welcome to first C program. So this is the meaning of getch. It will wait for you to end the program. Let us also check if you do not give a semicolon, what happens. So you can see there are 2 errors. So there is 1 error is statement missing. Right. So statement missing followed by a semicolon. It means you have to give a semicolon over here. Right. Now the program is running. Let us see what happens if we provide a semicolon over here. You can see declaration terminated incorrectly. Means it is separating 2 parts of the program. So I hope the content covered in this lecture, you have understood it. I request everyone to practice it at home. You can download the compiler from Google. When practice it, I will share the different programs. Right? So keep learning, and thank you so much.